Think you can't rock out on an acoustic guitar? Think again. Today, we're learning 5 legendary rock riffs from the 70s and classic 80s. Instantly recognisable, they sound amazing, and most importantly, they will supercharge your picking skills. These riffs aren't random, they've stood the test of time, they're short, and each one teaches you something a guitarist needs to know. Clean picking, smooth string transitions, tight timing, and something to show off with. We'll start easy-ish and then step it up gradually. By the end, you'll have a mini set list of classic rock intros you can whip out at any time. Let's start with a bit of Billy Idol. 1982's White Wedding. We've got 3 chord shapes, and what we need to focus on is big resonating strings. Let those chords really fill the air. The 3 main chord shapes are a B minor, an E, and a D. We begin the riff, it picks the B minor chord in an arpeggio. So we stagger the notes. We play E, B, G, D, G, B, E, B. And I do them in one direction. So I go up, down, and then up. And give space, don't get your hand caught when you're picking to cut the strings off. We then jump to the E, do a big raked strum, and then jump to the D. We pick the arpeggio B minor again. And then we jump to the D chord first. To keep this smooth, keep your index finger and middle finger in place from the B minor chord, and then bring the index finger flat so it frets the G string and it frets the E string. This is a much smoother chord change from the B minor. And then we jump to the E again. And if you want, you can add a spicy little B minor 7 on the end. Slow down, play along with me. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Pro tip, don't grip the pick. Let it glide over the strings for a cleaner tone and less fatigue. Next, we're moving to 1984 with Bryan Adams' Run to You. Pure 80s rock vibes, but very beginner friendly on acoustic. Again, we've got arpeggiated picking. We've got 3 really simple shapes, and the main focus is letting the strings ring out, keeping it consistent all the way through, and a little bit of accent work on certain notes. To keep this in the same key as the recording, we're playing on capo number 2. The first shape, we just put the index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and we pick downwards quite lightly E, A, D. And we do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then reverse it for the last one. So we've got E, A, D, E, A, D, A, E. The second shape, we leave the index finger where it is. We plant the middle finger onto the 3rd fret of the E string, and we play the same direction strings. We then move up. I usually slide because I like to keep the strings ringing out and as smooth as possible in that chord change. And we play the same strings again. E, A, D, A, E. Slowly through. 3, 4. The things to pay attention to in this: keep the fingers close to the frets and the strings for those smoother transitions. When I'm picking this on an acoustic guitar, I like to pick it close to the neck so we get those warm tones. The accents drop on the root notes. We've got a pushed rhythm. So accent number 1 is on beat 1. First shape, we've got 1 and 2 and. The next accent's on the beat 2 and, which gives us the push. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The next accent's when we drop the middle finger down onto the 3rd fret E string. 1 and 2. Then we slide up to the 5th fret, middle finger, 4th fret, index finger, and the next accent is on 2 and again. Playing that a little bit more emphasised so you can hear it clearly. And it gives us a real kind of drama and drive forwards. Now back to the 70s, 1976 specifically with Don't Fear the Reaper, hypnotic, flowing, and a great picking workout. This is very similar in a lot of ways to Run to You, but it's an evolution and it's a lot more endurance intensive based on the speed. The first shape is based on an A5. We're only going to be playing the A, D and G strings. The next one moves to the top 2 fretted notes of a G, middle finger 3rd fret E, index finger 2nd fret A, and we're only going to be playing 4 strings, E, A, D, G. Then we move to an F power chord shape on the top, index finger 1st fret E, 3rd finger 3rd fret A, and then we play open D, open G. So looking at the picking, on the A5, we've got A, D, G, down, down, down. Then on the chord, we take the middle finger off and up pick the G. We jump to the G shape and we play E, A, D, down, down, down. And then again, up on the G. Then to the F. Then back to the G. Now you can hear that G is tenacious throughout. It rings through the whole thing. So use that as the glue over which to change your chords, and they should become undetected. The chord changes should become undetected. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Playing it to the speed of the song, this can really build up some awesome picking technique. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up, we're going to 1974 for Rebel, Rebel, David Bowie's classic. This is the perfect example of kind of a pop rock riff, melodic single notes mixed in with a couple of open chords, and it comes out as this like catchy, awesome, attitudey riff. If Riffs had a catwalk, this would be on it. This is a great way to build stamina, and it teaches us how to make single note riffs pop with energy. We start with our chord hand playing a D sus2 chord shape. With the pick we play open D, then we come down to the high E, then we pick the B. On the chord hand we take off the third finger and add on the middle finger to the second fret of the B. With the pick we play the two strings together, the G and the B. So we get this. We then change chord shape to an E chord. We do this by taking the middle finger off, slide the index to fret 1 and plant the rest of the E chord. We then pick down again twice the G and the B strings. We mute in between with the side of our palm to give it that punctuated accent. We jump up to the E string with the pick, down to the B, we pick the B, and then with the pinky on the chord hand, we re-pick the string in a pull-off. We then up-pick, G string, D string. So in that chord position with the E, we've got putting that together, slowed down. You can see that the first half of the D sus2 shape rings out till we get to the two fingers. There's a slight mute. We change chord to the E, mute those two, then we're open E string, note ring out again. 3, 4. Speed of the song, play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, The Police, 1979, Message in a Bottle. It's bright, it's bouncy, and it's the trickiest of the bunch. This is where we're learning to stretch, quick transitions. It's an excellent precision picking workout. So index finger, 4th fret A, middle finger, 6th fret D, and pinky, 8th fret G. And we are picking 1, 2, 3, down, down, down. We then go to the open A string, 2nd fret D, 3rd fret G, and that's with the index finger on the D, ring finger on the G. Shape number 3 moves the index finger up to the A string, middle finger plays 4th fret D, pinky plays 6th fret G, and then we move the shape up. Same shape, same frets, but index finger E, middle finger A, pinky D, and then the pinky slides up to fret number 7. So slow down. And that riff repeats. So let's focus on getting comfortable in those stretches, keeping the picking light, and just down strum so we can put the accents in where we want. So you can see we have a pushed rhythm again because the changes are coming on the 2 ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and playing that round twice, slowed down, so you can play along. 3, 4. Evenness, timing, smooth transitions. Now to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a real sense of urgency with that one, so have fun drilling it up to speed. In this lesson, we work through 5 very important strumming patterns that will get your strumming up to speed with 5 iconic songs. I'll see you next time.